Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from our space. I had a dream with a voice literally telling me my wife was cheating with the affair partner's name. Hey everyone. I have been lurking this subreddit for a bit, and finally with the end of almost 2-decade relationship, I'm going to share my own story that happened these past few weeks. I've been with my wife since 2006, and she really was the love of my life. High school sweethearts that had its ups and downs, but ultimately I married her after what I felt was long overdue. I am 29 years old, and she just turned 30. We were both there throughout the relationship, pushing each other to better ourselves, where ultimately we moved to a whole other state for my job. We have no children other than our dog, that we both love dearly, so it is going to make what happened next a bit easier. This past year, I was promoted with my job, and ultimately it was great moving to a work-from-home situation. Unfortunately, this same year, I could feel my wife drifting away. She would still seem to be trying to show interest in the relationship, but it felt like she wasn't really there. Little to no sexual advances, hell, little to no affection if anything. Simply put, I could feel that she was checked out. So spring forward to a couple weeks ago with her anniversary and her birthday that took place. Something felt off and I just had to get to the bottom of it. I'm not going to say I'm Nostradamus or anything, but the day I found out, I had a dream with a voice literally telling me over and over again my wife was cheating with the affair partner's name. It just stuck to me, and I stooped a bit and found some texts that confirmed everything. When confronted, she initially denied it. Then it went to, "It was just one kiss." Then it went to, "It was just one time." I made the mistake of believing her and thinking I could salvage what we had. It's been maybe 5 days, and although I was trying to move forward, I stooped again, this time on the affair partner's information, phone, address, etc. I'm not an idiot and would never do anything to my wife or the guy, but a part of me wanted to ensure he didn't have a family that should know as well. Either way, she found out I had stooped, had an anxiety attack at her work, and was picked up by the affair partner and taken back to his place where he confronted her. She got home and I confronted her about the messages I saw on her iPad from her friends asking about the details of this cheating incident, and she admitted to cheating again. Next step is divorce, as trying to reconcile was a mistake. I'm just hurting and have very little self-esteem at the moment. Not entirely sure what my next steps should be. I'm going to head to sleep after the drama that happened yesterday. First time posting anything on Reddit, so let me know if anything breaks the rules and I'll remove it. Update. We have both decided divorce is definitely the way to go, and trust me, it's one of the hardest things for me to get over, even when I know it's for the best. We have started the process to get everything done, and unfortunately, we still both reside at our property until we can start the process to get that solid. This has honestly been the roughest week of my marriage, with her making it even worse as the days go by. She has started talking to other guys on dating apps along with continuing whatever she has with the affair partner. In my head, I can't even begin to fathom trying to look for someone currently, and even when presented a situation to take a girl out, I couldn't pull the trigger. I don't understand how moving on can be so easy for her when I am struggling. The good news is, I go back to work next week, so hopefully that will distract me throughout the day. I'm realizing now that the normal things like going out to eat, catching a movie, or going to the store is horrible alone. I'm dreading going to see a movie by myself, but I've been looking forward to the movie since before the pandemic. So I'll suck it up. I've been trying to pick myself up and at the very least put myself out there to make friends through meetups, but haven't been actively looking for one to attend as of yet. The best thing that came out of this is the rekindled friendships and family that I haven't spoken to in years, as I never really used social media, but decided to reappear on Facebook, where I was flooded by friends and family, and most don't know my situation as I haven't spoken to them about it. Now, even with this, my soon-to-be ex-wife is getting under my skin, as she said that these friends and family abandoned me and that she was the one that was there for me. As I stated previously, we were always there pushing each other to better ourselves, and she was there when my mother passed, and I was all types of emotions when I was 18. For some reason, this one struck a chord as my family and friends never abandoned me, we just drifted until there was no communication, especially being states apart. Probably more of my fault on the lack of communication with them. Either way, she found out I was talking to them and immediately took offense to it and went on the defensive saying I was talking trash about her. The funny thing is, the ones I did console with simply got a statement along the lines, "We are getting divorced because she cheated." I didn't go into detail, nor did they ask. All I can say for anyone dealing with a horrible situation in a relationship or marriage is that it is not easy. It might be easy for them, but for us that have to deal with the pain, it sucks. I don't know how long before I truly get over this, but each and every day, it is getting easier and easier, even if it is a 100-mile road and I'm moving centimeters a day. Hopefully, if I decide to update this further, I'll come back with some better news. Again, Thank you everyone for everything this past week. We have a reaction from Tertier78. Your ex is a manipulative human being. She likely did her part to help isolate you from friends and family. She clearly has undiagnosed mental health issues. BPD or bipolar. Grey Rock is your friend here. Absolutely no personal conversations anymore. Block her on social media. This will be the absolute most miserable time of your life, living with her while she does what she wants and tries to manipulate the situation. Hopefully, a plan for someone to move out comes into fruition. Wear headphones while you're in the house. Put a lock on the room where you're sleeping to keep her from snooping. Try as hard as hell to prevent her from further manipulating the situation. Her opinion no longer matters. Only the business of divorce. So pull away emotionally so you can begin to heal. One more quick comment from MinuteBox3852. Trash talker? Well, yeah, why not? When you act like trash, that's what happens. What does she expect? Moving on. Funny, not funny, cringeworthy story of infidelity and my ex's urologist. My wife of 7 years had an affair, emotional affair, or whatever you want to call it. In spring of 2021, she kept throwing around the word divorce, and I took her threats serious and retained a lawyer. She then said I was acting irrational, as she said she was using it as a metaphor. She then called checkmate and asked what I wanted, and I said marriage counseling. She lasted 2 sessions and then quit. We then went back to our regular dysfunctional ways. She had a hysterectomy performed over the summer. She also had to have her cervix restructured and tightened. We were also in the process of moving back to Europe and finishing our second Airbnb property. She moved a month ahead of me back to France. My mom passes shortly before I'm supposed to leave, so I stay back another few weeks. A week before I'm to join her in Paris, she comes clean. Sort of. She tells me a man has been hitting on her, and she received his advances and also found him sexually attractive. She admits to sexting. I oddly find little remorse in her confession. I bring this up, and she even says she wasn't even sure if she needed to apologize. She assured me she loves me and wants it to work out. Then, she oddly accuses me of liking a clothed dick pic. I was very confused by this and what she meant. Come to find out, I liked a picture of my friend, who's a yoga instructor, and he had a slight bulge I was unaware of. One of many attempts of her to manipulate and deflect. She tells me she's not going to talk to this person again, and she won't tell me who it is. When I kept asking, she says, instead of asking who it is, you should be asking why I was willing to let in a man screw me. Anyways, I arrive in Paris and the first weeks are great. Europe is almost beautiful enough to make me suffer through. We are making love again and visioning a future together. Well, I go through her phone and find a journal entry that blows her whole confession out of the water. Come to find out, she was stalking her urologist who performed the surgery. She was finding pictures of him dancing online and mentioning it to him. She found out he was married with 2 kids and where he went to school. Through the online medical portal they use to communicate, she uses sexualized language, replacing the word COME with CUM. When they get chances to talk over the phone, she admits to him she's obsessed and can't control being sexually attracted to him. He then tells her to redirect that energy toward your husband. He shoots her down. In short, my wife made it sound like she was being hit on, when it was her stalking this dude and being turned down. Last week, I filed for divorce. She has tried to reach out and has expressed desire to make it work. I shut her down and don't trust her. It's broken. I don't even find her attractive anymore. She also moved $4,000 out of our personal account to her private one. When I confront her, she says she's been divorced mind, body, and spirit since summer. So she feels she had the right to. Despite all the talks of trying to make it work, all the love text messages even sent up to September. So happy to start my new life with my 2 kids who are 2 and 5. I'm confident we can co-parent together. I left France with the kids and are divorcing in the States. It's hard, but so was that marriage. First comment from Mick Snowdog. She sounds like she's got some mental health issues going on there for sure. Next one from ITC Mother Teresa. Classic manipulating and deflecting to avoid taking responsibility, and then, inevitably, it somehow turns into being your fault somehow, and that they had some kind of right to do what they did. Best of luck with the co-parenting and starting your new life with your kids. Last one from Abbott Master Lives. I am not having much luck finding something good about your wife. Her lying, cheating, and just basically having her head up her butt has destroyed a marriage that seems to have had a lot of value. I hope you can co-parent with her for the sake of the kids, but hope you can otherwise cut her out of your life. I imagine her urologist felt like she was an irrational time bomb that could blow up and ruin his career and whatever relationship he had. A lot of nasty comments come to mind about an unfaithful wife and her urologist, but I'm going to resist that temptation. I'm afraid her actions are far more sad and pathetic than funny. I wonder if there was a triggering event that sent her off the rails, or if she was talked into pursuing the life she deserved by friends. Thank you for sharing your story, and I hope your life stabilizes for you and your kids. I wish you the best going forward.